Previously on Breath of Fire. The new law of evolution in this growing business world is no longer survival of the fittest. No, my friend, you've got to be willing to trade and transform every ounce of your being into a new form subservient to and over your desire for more. Acquisition and growth is both the way of business and the way of life. There is nothing you cannot purchase if your wealth is ample enough. We sit in the heart of tranquility, untouched by dark dragons thanks to greed. Exploration, discovery, and luxury can all be yours thanks to these principles. Greed is right. Greed works. Here, in Aurea, greed is not only our drive, it is our virtue.
We agree with Aurea. Greed is great. Nothing like taking money from a room that doesn't know its value.
Welcome to a fine gaming experience. Our desert adventures aren't over yet. After helping the chief with his little worm problem, we were given the fief and can now enter Krypt. So let's get to it. We can't enter Krypt from any side. You have to stand on the rocks and press A to play the fife, which then reveals the hidden bridge. Blammo! Krypt was originally known as the Thieves' Tomb, and like we've been warned, there are a lot of traps in here, including some we haven't run into yet. Now we get those levels the worm didn't give us. Cura 3 heals for 250 hit points, but it's still not a mana discount, just 5 times the cost of Cura 1. Here's our new enemy for the dungeon, Evil Chest, which of course was originally called a mimic. Defense and status resistance is their specialty, but that's about all they can do. Using melee to take them down is slow, but we now have extra magic options to take them out pretty much across the board. The experience they give us is fantastic. This dungeon is another great spot to level grind. Some speedruns will marble through the entire way here. We got burned for it, but the Dream Ring will prevent sleep and paralysis to its wearer. Not too common, so many players never knew what it did, though the name's a good clue. Poisoned for a revive item. I guess that's a good trade. Getting burned for a herb was not. Every chest on this floor is trapped. If you're playing at home, I recommend you skip this floor for now. You also have to contend with hidden pits that drop you in this large, empty room. With how scattered the pits are, you're probably going to fall into this area a lot if you're not using a guide of some sort. Poison isn't the worst thing we'll have to deal with. Using Nina's magic to heal after each trap at least lets you conserve some of the items for later on. I'll be taking a few odd paths at this point so I don't fall into any of the hidden pits. Curse isn't that hard to deal with, but we've already gotten that shield. Great, a dagger we can't use. That mist trap just neutered my dragon transformations for now, and a boss isn't too far off. The stairs down are just below the stairs up, making skipping that floor quite simple. This is interesting. We have a brand new boomerang trapped inside a rock. As much as I'd like to smash it, we won't be able to for a while. A boom trap? Yep, that was instant death. At least the hero died, so Nina could have a better hat. Be right back after getting everyone topped up. Who left flying eyeballs everywhere? Our dungeon boss is the very ocular I Spy. It's not the hardest boss we've run into, but does come with an interesting gimmick. For every 100 damage we do, the boss will lose one of its 9 smaller eyes. Once those are down, it'll go into berserk mode and constantly blast the party with lightning bolts. The first health bar has 1,400 hit points and 200 on the second, meaning it's only doing a lot of damage when it has 700 or less health. And Dragon Form has greatly improved our damage racing capabilities, so there shouldn't be much problem with taking this boss out. I wish the game got better use out of visual changes in fights like this one does. A weakened sprite for the second form or such would be nice. We'll be getting animated enemies sometimes, like the Warhog's Jiggle, but I can't help but feeling they could have pushed the engine a little harder. If you're taking too much damage, just pull someone off attacking for a turn to help with healing. We've had to deal with bosses that hit the entire party worse than he does, so you should know the routine by now. How does this world define humans? Bo and Nina clearly aren't, plus we just morphed into a dragon in front of you. We get a room full of treasure as a reward, but no Karn in sight here. We found a bunch of hats, and they look great at first. The Icy Hat will finally get Bo above 100 defense. Wearing a Skull Hat gives him even more defense. But what the game doesn't tell you is that you're cursed to take a third more damage while wearing them. Not really worth it. Your lack of swimming lessons is not our biggest concern right now, Princess. And we are a party of fools. I like how Karn is half up the stairs. It's not very often RPGs would do that. Alright, Karn joins us, making a full group of 4 now. He's a pure fighter with horrible combat stats. The high agility and luck will let him critical more than most, but he's not exactly reliable damage. His agility is even higher than Nina's though, which is very impressive. No spells at all to start. The floor with all the trapped chests had some minor equipment upgrades for him we'll put on. He's another ranged character, and starts in the back row, which helps out with his low vitality. Like he said, Karn can open any door with his leader ability, so let's put him in the front. It also has the amazing ability to remove the trap from any chest. That fight was a little weak, but let's see how Karn actually does in combat. It's a bit deceptive having Bo and Ryu attack the Scorpion, but they would do over 50 damage to the helmets. Even with a critical hit, it's comparable damage to a regular Ryu sword strike. Despite how he looks now, Karn is a fan favorite and will be one of our best characters later on. Speaking of looks, here's his concept art, and yeah. Considering they took the, Jinx approach on his design, that was changed in most releases outside Japan. Despite every chest here being trapped, they put one good trap in just to throw you off. Most people will miss it entirely though, since Karn is likely in the lead. This floor is a newbie trap that loops around the outside for no reason. Just head on down after the chests if you're not level grinding. Gold slimes roam around this dungeon after you get Karn, making experience grinding even better. They show up with more frequency than around Bleak, and evil chests are a nice runner-up encounter. Wandering around to get a few levels is worth considering if you've had any kind of difficulty. We're going to have to open up 8 caskets on this floor, and all of them will be empty except for the last one. I'm going to skip ahead just to save you some time. That's it. The secret ability is that the confidence was inside you the whole time? I'm really hoping we don't beat the game and find out the real adventure was the friends we made along the way. This is sadly yet another dungeon we're forced to walk out of, and the only shortcut Karn opens is right at the entrance. So I'm just gonna skip ahead again and give you the highlights. It is really nice to finally have a full party after so long. While we want to go back to Aurea to help that poor girl inside the safe, Karn can open any locked door, and we've seen quite a few. I hope you'll join me next time to see what treasures have been locked away. Take care, all.